Good morning, students. In the last video, I could not, due to some technical problem, I could not explain the economic causes of the business risk. So in this video, I will continue. Economic causes: sudden changes in demand, price fluctuation, better substitute, and increased competitions are the example of economic causes. Demand of commodity may suddenly decline due to change in the taste, style, fashion and purchasing power of the customer. So here it is said that due to certain economic changes also there could be loss in the business. Like suddenly if the demand changes means here it is, if the demand goes down, then there could be losses in the business, because the produce which the business they have produced may not be sold in the market. So there he could face a loss. Price fluctuation: suddenly the price went up, and due to which he will not be able to sell all the produce. These are the economic changes for which he may face certain risk of loss. So these are the economic causes. Next is physical causes. Mechanical defects and technical changes may also lead to the business losses. Now this means that generally in factory the work goes on 24 hours a day. Continuously they are working and producing goods. But during the productions, if anything goes wrong with the machines or with the certain parts of the machines or with the process of the productions, this may lead to the loss of the business. So this is physical causes. Next is miscellaneous causes. Miscellaneous causes means the risk may also arise due to the change in the government policies and laws, licensing, taxations, etc. Like if the government puts maximum restrictions on the import, export, productions and distributions, there could be loss in the business. Or if the government changes the exchange rate of the foreign currencies, then that also may cause loss to the business. So these are the miscellaneous causes. Now let's go to the type of business risk. The business risks are classified into two major categories, that is insurable risk and non-insurable risk. The risk which can be recovered are called insurable risk. The loss which can be made good or losses for which company can get compensation from the insurance company are insurable risk. Now certain risks are there in the business which can be protected. For example, general insurance. Like I'll take an example. If suppose a businessman, he produced lots of goods and I stored it into the godown or warehouse. Now these goods which he stored in the warehouse can be insured. Now if they insure the goods, then what happens if at all due to certain factors or certain reasons the goods are destroyed, then insurance company will compensate that loss. So this type of loss is insurable loss. That means the loss which is covered under the insurance are called insurable loss risk. Now non-insurable risk, the risk for which no protection is available, are called non-insurable risk. That means these are those type of risks which cannot be protected under any insurance, like economic risk or human risk. Economic risk means the losses a business, that already I have explained in the past, that in the beginning of the videos, that few economic risks are there in the business where due to sudden decrease in the demand or price fluctuation, rise in the price, the business organization may face loss. That is their risk. due to the government change in the government policies also, they could face the loss. Or if the workers are workers, they do not work seriously, they neglect their work and do not do it properly, those also can be a risk to the business organizations. Now these type of risks are not insurable. There is no these type of risks are not covered by the insurance company, so these are called non-insurable risk. Now basic factors to be considered while starting a business. What are the things that you should keep in mind before starting a business? First of all, selection of business. Now first of all, the entrepreneur has to decide that what type of business he want to start: trading, productions, or service activity. Now as we know, the business are divided into three parts, that is trading, productions, or service activity. So trading means buying and selling of goods, productions means producing the goods, those are manufacturing companies, and service industries, they provide the service to the people. So this kind of three different types of business are there. Now owner, he has to decide what type of business he should start. Second is scale or size of business. Now in scale or size of business, after deciding the line of business, the businessman must decide whether he wants to set up a large scale or a small scale industry. Now once he decided the business he wants to do, then he has to decide what kind of business, what should be the size of the business, whether it is a small scale or a large scale. Then form of business organization, which form of business organization you want to start, that is sole proprietorship, partnership, or company, joint stock company. These are the types of business organization. These are forms of business organizations. So he has to decide upon that. Then he has to see the location where he should start the business. The place he has to decide. The location is a very very important point, because the location also location affects the business. It involves the selection of region, state, locality, and actual size. So this is the location of the business that he has to decide. Next is financial requirement. Now he has to decide upon how much amount of capital he requires to start such type of business, and what is the working capital required for the business. So that he has to decide. Working capital means this is the amount of capital which is kept in the organizations for doing day-to-day activities of the business. So this is the working capital. This is known as working capital. So this he has to decide that how much amount of capital he require to buy the fixed assets as well as to maintain the working capital. Next is assets and machinery, etc. That means here he has to decide the availability of raw material, types of machinery, equipment, or other physical assets that is required to start the business. That he has to decide. Next is staffing. He also has to decide upon how many staffs or quantity of staffs that he is required, and the sources of getting the staff, that he has to decide upon and to fix it. Next is physical facilities. Availability of physical facilities includes machines and equipments, buildings, and supportive services. Now every business require machines and equipments, buildings, as well as supportive services. So if those things are available in a place, then he can start a business. Now basing on this, he can decide upon the size and nature of the business. Next is plant layout. That means the blueprint of the plant, he has to prepare the blueprint of the plant where he has to decide where it means which part should be manufacturing, which part processings, all these things, different parts are there in the plant, like processings, manufacturings, then finishing, polishings, all these different types of branches are there. That layout he has to prepare.